Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Live Storytime. My name is Miss Mary, and I am here this week with 4 great books to share. And just going to wait a little bit, of course, for people to arrive. I hope everyone is having a great week and has maybe some fun and safe plans this weekend. So, once you have arrived, please say hello in the chats, and I will do my best to comment. The only problem is sometimes I don't see comments until after the story time is over. So I apologize if I don't see it while story time is going on, but I promise you I will make note of it after the fact. So again, welcome to a live story time. My name is Miss Mary, and I hope everyone's having a great week. I just wanted to give a heads up in case I sound a little funny today, or you notice on this side. I did have a trip to the dentist yesterday, and I had some work done, so I am still a little swollen, and it kind of like maybe affects the way I speak. So hopefully it's not too bad. Anyway, I have 4 great stories that I can't wait to share with you today. And this week there is no theme because I think it, we had themes all summer, which were great. But this week, no theme. I just picked a bunch of books that I really, really loved and think that you'll enjoy too. So let's get started with our first story. This one, I always like to give credit to the people and the librarians and the friends who recommend stories to me. So this is called Every Little Letter by Deborah Underwood. I'm trying not to get a glare. There will be some glare, I guess. Every Little Letter by Deborah Underwood. This was recommended to me by my friend and a librarian, a fellow children's librarian, Sandy. I got this book today, and I just love it. So I hope you do too. Here is Every Little Letter. Okay, and I might, again, have to adjust my chair. Here we go. Yes. Once upon a time, there was a city of letters surrounded by walls. Look at that. I've never seen anything like that before. The letters were all the same. Their conversations were pleasant, but not very interesting. Right? That's what happens when everything's the same, right? It kind of gets a little boring. The H's felt safe behind their walls. They knew other letters lurked outside. Different letters. You see? Each letter has its own little space. The H's had built the walls around their city long ago to protect themselves. And the H's were happy enough, except for one small, curious H. She wondered what the other letters looked like. She wondered what they ate. She wondered if they even existed at all. One day, the small H found an opening in the wall. She peered through it and saw an eye. The eye did not look dangerous. It did not look scary. The H slowly reached her hands through the opening. The eye reached out too. And together, they made something extraordinary. An H and an I makes the word hi. One of the greatest words. It's so small, and yet it's so welcoming and friendly, right? To say hi to someone. Uh-oh. But a big H saw, and soon that wall was sealed up again. The small H missed her new friend. she had an idea. She sent him some letters. Lots of letters. But one flew astray. The idea spread from one small letter to another. The X's tic-tac-toe games became much more exciting. And the Y's finally got some answers. Because here we go. But the big letters found out. Uh-oh. The little letters had no words to describe their sadness. The H had only a small D and a small N she'd managed to hide away. Why were the big letters so afraid? The situation seemed hopeless until she looked at things differently. That's right, a D and an N could also look like a U and a P. The H spread the word. Up. Night fell. Look, they're all leaving their little spaces. And day dawned together. Oh, that looks so much more happy, right? So much happier and friendlier. But the big letters were still afraid until one reached out, then another, and another. How do you tear down walls? With words at first, like courage and kindness, and then brick by brick, cooperate, help, and give. After the walls came down, the letters were silly together. Play, slide, snickerdoodle. I love that word. That's one of my favorite kinds of cookies. And serious together, too. Trust, listening, friendship. And finally, together, they discovered the most important word of all, which is love. All right, that was Every Little Letter. Thank you so much, Sandy, for recommending that great book to me. I just adored it. I thought it was so sweet, had a great message, and those letters looked like they were having a lot of fun at the end. So, again, thank you so much for coming to live story time this week. As always, I know I sound, a bit like a broken record every week, but if you come in late or you missed any stories, you can always watch the replay video after. As soon as this live video ends, the replay is posted. And I apologize if I am not seeing any comments. The past couple of story times, I have not seen any comments until after it was the post came up. So I am so sorry if any of you are writing anything and I didn't see it. I will try my best to comment back to you if I see comments in the replay video post. Anyway, also just a quick reminder, this is my second to last live story time on Friday. Next week, I'm doing it on Friday, and then after that, starting September 2nd, I am going to be doing it on Wednesday afternoons at 3:30. So same time, different day. I'll remind you again next week, of course. I hope you can all join me, and I just thought it would be a better day for when the school year begins, because Wednesday in our district, in the Patchogue-Medford district, is the day that every child is home for virtual learning. So I thought it would be a good day to have live story time. Anyway, let's get going with our second book. Now, I have read many Lola books in the past. I love little Lola. I think she is so sweet. We've read Lola reads her stories, Lola at the library. So this is about Lola planting a garden. So this is called Lola Plants a Garden by Anna McQuinn. Let's see what kind of adventure she has today. Okay, it starts off with the very, very famous nursery rhyme. Mary, Mary, quite contrary, how does your garden grow? With silver bells and cockle shells and pretty maids all in a row. People used to say that to me all the time. Some still do, even as an adult, because my name was Mary too. I like to think I'm not quite contrary though. Here we go. Lola plants a garden. Lola loves her book of garden poems. Her favorite poem is the one about Mary, Mary. Lola wants to plant a garden. Mommy says there is some room near the vegetables. Lola gets books about gardens from the library. What a great idea. She chooses her favorite flowers from the books. Mommy makes a list. It's a good teamwork, right? They go to the garden store to buy seeds. Lola and Mommy make the garden. The seed packets mark where the flowers are planted. Lola will have to wait a long time for them to grow. That's true. When you're growing a flower from seeds, it takes a lot of patience, right? Lola makes her own flower book while she waits. Mommy types the Mary Mary poem, and Lola glues it in. What a great idea to make your own book. Lola makes a string of bells. She finds shells and some old beads. She even makes a little Mary Mary. She is so creative, this little Lola. One day, Lola sees tiny green shoots. This is how it begins. She pulls up weeds so the shoots can grow. Lola's flowers grow bigger. They open up to the sun. Oh, look at all those pretty flowers she picked. Daddy helps Lola hang her shiny bells. Lola finds Mary Mary a special spot. It's just perfect. Orla, Ben, and Ty are coming to see Lola's garden. Lola and Mommy make cupcakes. Lola wears her flower shirt. Mommy helps Lola with her hair. Look at how pretty that flower shirt is. Perfect for a day in the garden, right? Lola's friends love everything about her garden. They share the crunchy peas and sweet strawberries that Mommy grew. Then Lola makes up a story about Mary Mary. What kind of garden will Lola plant next? Oh, and look, she has her own little poem at the end. Lola, Lola, extraordinary, how does your garden grow? With flower seeds and shells and beads and happy friends all in a row. Love Lola. So I think one of the reasons I love Lola so much is that she loves books and she loves learning. And when she reads a book, she gets an idea. And that's how reading is for me, and I know how reading is for a lot of you. So she read a book about gardens, and she heard that beautiful poem, that nursery rhyme, and she was inspired to make her own garden. So I think that's why I like Lola so much. She goes to the library, she reads, she learns, and then she does. So, yay, Lola. Okay. This next story is called Finding Kindness. This is also by Deborah Underwood. Not planned. But I saw this book earlier last week, and I said, oh, as soon as my themed story times are over, I'm reading Finding Kindness. Kindness is sometimes a cup and a card, or a ladder, a truck, and a tree. The firefighter is getting the kitten out of the tree. A scritch and a cuddle, a rake and a yard. A cookie, a carrot, a key. Forgot the key. You need keys. It's seeds and a feeder, feeding the birds. Oh, a seat on the train. That's always nice to do, right? A daisy, a peach or a pie, a wave at a baker, a boost on a crane, a sandwich shared up in the sky. It's a racket, a rocket, a ride. It's dirt and a shovel, petunias and pails. It's trees that will someday give shade. It's plans and a hammer, it's lumber and nails, it's houses and cold lemonade. How nice, they're giving out free lemonade to the workers. That's so nice of them. Kindness is sometimes just taking a break or sitting with someone who's sad, forgiving yourself when you've made a mistake, or forgiving a friend who got mad. Very important, right? It's cuddling puppies, it's holding a door, it's a toy and a treat and a comb. It's seeing the animals others ignore, it's a leash and a lick and a home. Kindness is sometimes a song or a stick, or a hi and a bat and a ball. It's soup when a neighbor is sneezy and sick, or a scoop if one happens to fall. How nice, the ice cream man is giving this little girl who fell while roller skating a little ice cream. It's reading a story, it's feeding a fish, it's a bucket, a book, and a yard. It's kissing a sister, it's wishing a wish. It's a bug and a cup and a card. So those are all little ways that you can find kindness everywhere. So I just loved that story because it's true. Kindness is everywhere, and you may not see it right away, or it might not be obvious, but all those little things add up, right? So I just love that story, to kind of keep our eyes open to the little things and to find the little kindnesses everywhere. And I bet you'll find a lot more with your eyes open and paying attention, right? And we can all learn from that book too, ways and ideas to share little kindnesses with each other. I think that's so important, especially these days, right? It's just so nice. We can't always be near each other because of what's going on. We can't always be near each other or as close as we'd like to be. But there's a lot of ways to be kind to each other, even during these times, and especially during these times. So I encourage you to find little kindnesses this weekend, okay? And our last story today, my last story today, I found this book earlier this week and fell in love with it. Again, these books had no real theme. This one is all about bravery and how it's okay to not always be brave. It's okay to be scared sometimes, but let's see if this character overcomes his fear. This is called Jabari Jumps by Gaia Cornwall. Cornwall. I'm sorry. Okay, here we go. I'm jumping off the diving board today, Jabari told his dad. Really? Said his dad. Wait till you see this diving board. The diving board was high and maybe a little scary, but Jabari had finished his swimming lessons and had passed his swim test, and now he was ready to jump. I'm a great jumper, said Jabari, so I'm not scared at all. That's the diving board. Jabari watched the other kids climb the long ladder. They walked all the way out to the end of the board, as big as tiny bugs. Then they stood on the edge. They spread their arms and bent their knees and sprang up, 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 and then they dove down, down, down. Splash! Looks easy, Jabari said. But when his dad squeezed his hand, Jabari squeezed back. He's a little scared, right? It is high. Jabari stood at the bottom of the ladder. He looked up. You can go before me if you want, he told the kid behind him. I need to think about what kind of special jump I'm going to do. Jabari thought and thought. I think he might be stalling a little bit because he's scared, but that's okay. Jabari started to climb, up and up. This ladder is very tall, he thought. Are you okay? Called his dad. Just a little tired, said Jabari. Maybe you should climb down and take a tiny rest, said his dad. A tiny rest sounded like a good idea. When he got to the bottom, Jabari remembered something. I forgot to do my stretches, he said to his dad. Stretching is very important, said his dad. I think tomorrow might be a better day for jumping, Jabari said. They looked up at the diving board together. It's okay to feel a little scared, said his dad. Sometimes if I feel a little scared, I take a deep breath and tell myself I am ready. And you know what? Sometimes it stops feeling scary and it feels a little like a surprise. Well, Jabari loved surprises. Jabari took a deep breath and felt it fill his body from the ends of his hair right down to the tips of his toes. Jabari looked up. He began to climb, up and up and up and up, until he got to the top. Jabari stood up straight. He walked all the way to the end of the board. His toes curled under the rough edge. It's the pool, right? Jabari looked out as far as he could see. He felt like he was ready. I love surprises, he whispered. He took a deep breath and spread his arms and bent his knees. Then he sprang up off the board, flying. Jabari hit the water with a splash. Down, down, down he went, and then back up. Whoosh! Jabari, you did it, said his dad. I did it. I'm a great jumper, said Jabari. And you know what? What? Said his dad. Surprise double backflip is next. Oh my. Well, I don't know if that's a good idea, but I'm so proud of Jabari for facing that fear and being brave, and his dad telling him that it's okay to be scared sometimes, but that you have a little trick to help you out and to make you feel brave again, and you try new things. So that was the story of Jabari Jumps. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining in for story time this week. I hope you enjoyed the stories as much as I did. And just again, a reminder, if you missed any of the stories or if you tuned in late, the replay video will be showing up as soon as I end the live video. And you can watch it whenever you want. And also just another quick reminder that if I sounded a little funny today or if I look a little puffy, I did have a trip to the dentist yesterday, which did require some bravery. I'm okay, but it might make me sound a little weird today, a little different. So hopefully everything sounded good to you. Thank you so much again for joining in for live story time. I will be back next Friday for my last Friday live story time, and going forward after next week, we'll be on Wednesdays at 3:30. So have a great weekend, everyone. Stay safe, stay healthy, have fun, and find some kindness out there. Bye, everyone.